Hi everyone, welcome to the final wrap up of the Virtual Cafe Summer Speaker Series from the Pole Physio team. Thank you for joining me for what is the final video of the whole series. Congratulations for making it the whole way. It was an epic summer series. We were so lucky to have so many wonderful, incredible, knowledgeable speakers. I could honestly gush over them for days. So for those who are watching, thank you to the speakers. Massive thank you if you are watching this. I know I've already sent my personal thank yous, but again, a huge thank you. And to everyone who has made it this far, thank you as well for staying with us for the whole journey. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I've certainly really enjoyed putting this event on. So yes, if you've enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below. It certainly helps to inspire myself personally, but also the rest of the Pole Physio team to keep on doing what we're doing. I wanted to use this final video. It's going to be a very short video, but I want to use this final video as a way to, I guess, wrap things up nicely with a little kind of bow on top, finalize the summer speaker series, but also give you all some more information about the Pole Physio team and a few different things that we're running this year. So before I go into all the bits and pieces of what we're doing this year, I wanted to say that if you have enjoyed this summer speaker series, I know that there's a few other ones out there, but none quite like this. We put this speaker series on to break down the paywall for the pole community. Every other speaker series that I'm aware of at the moment has a paywall, and this one doesn't. And so the way we've been able to do that is purely through donation of time. So I've donated obviously a lot of my time to put this together, but so have the speakers. So if any of you who are watching have really enjoyed this series and are financially in a situation that you're able to put any sort of donation towards the speakers, that would be greatly appreciated. I won't be accepting any of the money personally. I'll be just spreading it through to the speakers. So if you're able to shout the speakers a coffee, I'd love to be able to shout them multiple coffees. So if you're able to, that would be wonderful. The donation link, the tip jar, is in the comment section below. And yeah, like I said, it will just be spread amongst the speakers for this. Any future donations, if you'd like to make towards the Pole Physio team, we'll have a tip jar for that in the future. But for this moment, it'll be all amongst the speakers. Okay, so for those of you who have enjoyed the series, I hope that's everyone. Hope you've all enjoyed the series. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have made it this far. We have some workshops this year that we will be running. The first workshop you would have been notified about already, and that is our Flexibility 101 workshop, which is all about flexibility of the lower limb. Danny and I will be running this workshop as a combined sort of event. So I'll be running the first day of the event, which is on the 14th of April, and Danny will be running the second event, which is on the second day, which is the 22nd of April. These events are live, but they're also recorded as well. So if you've attended the Pole Physio workshops, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't attended one before, you're new to all of this, I'm just going to explain it quickly. Basically, we run these workshops. They're usually 3-part recordings. So day 1, day 2, and 3. So like I said, it's all recorded. For those who can attend live, it's amazing. We can talk through, problem solve, etc., and answer all of your questions. But if you can't attend live, don't worry, you don't miss out. What we do is we make the recordings available, but we also send out a Q&A, and that means that you can put any questions in your survey response that you have to us, and then we'll go and answer that in a third recording, which we send out at a later date. The workshop in total will be about 6 to 7 hours worth of content for the price that we try to keep price to an absolute minimum. We really try to break down the paywall as much as we can for the pole community. So we do keep it to a minimum, but for the content that you receive, 6 to 7 hours worth of recordings, as well as at a later date, you'll receive a handout booklet, which is jam-packed full of the content in the actual recordings. So you certainly get your money's worth with our workshops. The recordings are available for that 4-month period. So they'll be available for the flexibility workshop until the 31st of August, so quite some time. So if you're, again, can't attend live, no reason why you can't sign up. You'll get the links automatically. Once the live sessions have been done, you'll be sent the recordings later that day, but you'll receive both access to the live session as well as the recording session. So if you sign up, you don't have to pay for just the live one or just the recording. just by signing up, you get access to both, and whether you use both, that's completely up to you. But those of you who have attended my workshops before, you'll know that they are absolutely jam-packed full of information. So whilst we can't make the recordings available for lifelong, they've got the 4-month period, and you've got that handout that pretty much has all the content in it, and you get to keep that for lifelong. So handout is yours, recordings for that 4-month period. So that's the logistics of how the workshop will run. What's actually in the workshop? So as mentioned, this is a flexibility workshop, so we are very excited. So we are covering the lower limb. Specifically, we'll be talking about front splits, middle splits, and pancakes. They're the ones that we're covering because, you know, your dancer's tilt and your needle scale are kind of an extension of those 3 effectively. So we'll start off with a basic understanding of the physiology and the anatomy of, I guess, understanding of stretching first, and what is flexibility, and the basic principles is probably the best way to explain it. Principles of flexibility. So I will talk through all the principles, I'll break it down, I'll talk through the evidence, what research there is about it versus not. There's a lot of people out there who are anti-stretching in the non-pole community. They don't quite understand it. So you'll see a lot of really mixed messages out in the broader community. And then within the pole community ourselves, a lot of the stretching techniques that have been used in the past are a little bit antiquated. So we'll be discussing different stretching methods, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, what's the most effective. We'll talk through different body types and different types of stretching. So that's the first part of the workshop. Then we'll be talking very specifically about the lower limb. So I'll be breaking down the anatomy of the front splits, middles, and pancakes. We'll be talking about different cueing, what you need to be able to, achieve those positions, and most importantly, we'll start to break down the restrictions to those movements. So a lot of people, they will come to me and be like, I just feel like I cannot get anywhere in my front splits, just plateaued. So in this workshop, we'll be breaking down the main reasons why we're restricted into our splits, and we'll be talking through those different factors about how we can work around them or overcome them and move through them, and different strategies. So whether it's a cueing strategy, whether it's a changing technique, position, etc., or whether it's a exercise specific strategy that you need to actually be able to work through it. We'll talk through all of that in the workshop. The other thing that we'll do as a part of that is talk you through some screening. So a lot of people do say to me, I don't even know if my body can move that way. And so there are some really simple, nice and easy screening tools that we can utilize to see if your body actually has capacity to be able to do front split or middle split or a pancake split. So Danny and I will be taking you through those movements in the workshop to see whether your body actually has capacity to get down there. And then if it doesn't, then we've got ways that we can implement to help you get as close as possible with what your body has. So that's a nice big chunk of the workshop there. And then another big chunk of it will be all the exercises that go along with it, all the pole physio genius movements that we come up with that are super creative, that no one else will think of, because it's a very niche area to actually be able to get you to where you need to be. So we get excited about that because we get to get really creative and think about what do you need as a pole dancer or as an aerialist, or as a flexibility student to be able to unlock your flexibility goals. So there's going to be a lot of content in this workshop. Danny and I are really, really excited to put it on for you all. So that, like I said, is going to be April 14th, 22nd. Make sure you sign up before the first workshop. It is $59 to sign up for the workshop. After this date, there will be a late bird fee, meaning it will be a little bit more, I think closer towards $70 US. So sign up before to secure the price of $59. The workshop will be available for purchase a tiny bit after this date, but it's not available for purchase forever. So if you have to wait for payday, you have to wait till after the workshop's gone live, no worries, but you've got a very, very small, narrow window to purchase the workshop. It will not be available forever. So make sure you sign up onto it, ideally before early bird finishes. So early bird finishes on the date of the workshop, jump onto it. The link is in the caption below somewhere. So check that out. And if you have any questions about the workshop, pop them in the comments and I'm very happy to type away and answer all your questions. If you're like, will it include this? I can answer that question. If you want it to include something, you can also give me feedback and put it in the comments, because right now we've got time before the workshop. I can sneak it in there somehow. Okay, so that's everything about the workshop. In regards to the other thing I want to chat about, it's appointments, of course. So got a few different questions about appointments over this series. So if you, again, are just not used to online appointments, you kind of like, it's a new world for me. COVID was, brought this along and you're just a little bit unsure about it. Question I get the most is, how does online appointments work compared to like face-to-face? I feel like I'm missing out is quite often what people say. First of all, you are not missing out. We can assess you just as well as what we do face-to-face. I've been working for many, many years as a face-to-face therapist, as well as now multiple years working as an online therapist. And I can assure you that what I've done many a time face-to-face versus online is pretty much exact same. Actually, no, it is the exact same. So you are not going to miss out in terms of quality of care. Having someone put their hands on you is not a necessity in terms of physio-related care. If you're wanting a massage, then you shouldn't be just seeing a physio for that. You should just be going to see a massage therapist. But massage is not for injury. Massage is like, I just need to make my body feel nice. And it maybe takes away a little bit of the discomfort. If you're wanting to actually get proper care for your injury, you should be seeing a physio. And if they're spending all their time doing massage, you're missing out on actually the good stuff. It feels nice to have a massage, but it's really good to get proper care. Anyway, so what you would get in your online appointments is the exact same as what you would be getting face-to-face. So that's a thorough assessment that's being listened to. So that's you giving us information, us asking you what we need to hear to actually help guide our assessment. We'll be then assessing you through a whole bunch of different movements. So we'll be talking you through different, exercises, techniques, etc. So that we want to see, to be able to look at how your body's moving or what it's lacking, to be able to figure out what's going on with your body. From there, we'll be giving you a tailored treatment plan. So this is for injuries specifically, but say you've got a shoulder injury, we'll be giving you a tailored treatment plan, just like we would face-to-face seeing you. That can involve teaching you some self-release techniques. So there may be some massage stuff involved, but we'll be teaching you how to do it to yourself, which is way more effective than you coming to see us once for 20 minutes every couple of weeks. We'd rather just give you the ability to treat yourself, and you save yourself a lot of money in that point of view. But most of the time it involves exercises, whether it's flexibility exercises, whether it's strengthening exercises, you name it, could be any of those things. So that is what quite commonly we'll see in the online appointments for injuries. If you are wanting not injury rehab, but flexibility programming, we'll give you tailored exercises to help you with your flexibility goals, to help unlock those restrictions. If you're trying to work on your butterfly, for example, or extended butterfly, and you just can't nail it, we'll actually figure out what's not happening for you, what your body's not allowing for, to actually help you break down those barriers to help unlock that extended butterfly. We have countless times helped people finally nail their first handspring, Aisha, straddle, shoulder mount, you name it, all those nemesis tricks. We are exceptional. Tooting my own horn there, toot toot. We are exceptional at helping people finally unlock their dream goal, their dream trick, and their dream nemesis goal. So if you are finding that you are getting stuck, you are in class, you're trying, it's not happening, I can assure you it's just not going to magically happen if you've been trying for a while. We need to figure out what's going on with your body, determine what it's missing, and then you'll find it will go, oh, this makes sense. It can be sometimes as simple as really good cueing, but more than often than not, it's that your body is physically lacking something that it needs to help you with X, Y, and Z. So that's more of a trick-specific programming. So we've got flexibility-specific, trick-specific programming, rehab. Then we have people who just want just on the pole conditioning. They just want to build up their pole strength. They want to become a pole beast. We do that. So we see people maybe 3 or 4 times over a year, and every quarter we are providing new programs or progressions of programs to help build up their strength. And they'll touch base with us only a couple times a year, but that's what they want and that's what they need. And so that will be on the pole, but we also do the exact same thing for off the pole with gym specific pole conditioning. So tailored exercises that are easy to do in the sense of you can do it a couple times a week without destroying your body. It's not as exhausting as pole. You feel like it's a nourishing activity, and it's there to help build you towards your ultimate pole goals. So that's another thing that we do with our patients. So that's 5 different types of I guess, treatment that we perform. On top of that, we will see patients with pelvic floor conditions to a limited scope. We'll refer when needed, as per the talks with both Phoebe and Julia. We see vestibular-based patients. We see pregnant patients. We provide guidance throughout pregnancy and postnatal in terms of return to pole. I'm sure there are so many and they're just not coming to my brain right now, but we deal with a wide scope of pole and aerial patients. So that gives you a little bit of an insight as to what we cover. Why would you see us over, say, seeing someone face-to-face, etc.? 2 reasons. The first one is our physios are exceptional. They are not just pole physiotherapists, but they are some of the best within the actual physiotherapy community within Australia. Again, kind of tooting my own horn a little bit, but also tooting the horn of my therapist. But our names are recognised within Australia for all the work we've done within within the physio community, and we are very proud of it. Between us, we hold like 5 different masters degrees on top of our physio degrees, on top of other qualifications, etc. So we have done a lot of additional work. We've worked with international sporting teams, national sporting teams. We've worked at a very high level for many years. So first of all, you're not seeing any run-of-the-mill physio when you're seeing our team. You are seeing some of the best that we have in Australia, potentially some of the best within many countries. But on top of that, you're seeing pole physios. So not only are we really, really good at what we do, we are so dedicated to the pole and aerial community. We understand what you need, though. That's the key. We understand what your body needs to be able to get into X, Y, and Z move, what you're lacking to get there. And that's something that many local therapists won't be able to pick up on. Some really good ones might be able to see sort of the connection and go, well, to do this, you need this. And they might have a rough idea, but they're really in-depth understanding the technique, the nuance, all of the little finer details. That's what we pick up on, and that's what we're really good at. So that's the reason why seeing a pole physio is of the most benefit. So in terms of appointments, I know I'm pretty hard to get into at the moment. So I say all of this, and I know it's hard to see me, but my colleagues Jake and Danny are incredible, and they're available for online appointments. So you can book to see them via, probably there'll be a link in the caption that I'll put there later. So you can definitely see them. You've heard them talk throughout this series. You'll see just how amazing they are. You've seen how passionate they are, like myself. So we really want to make a difference within the pole community, and we do that through this series, but we also do it working one-on-one with our patients. The best results we get are literally one-on-one, and I know that there is still a little bit of skepticism within the community, like how do they do these online appointments, etc. But we have shown time and time and again with our patients how exceptional the care is that we can provide through online services. And you ask our patients, they don't feel like they're missing out on anything. So I think that the proof is in the pudding there. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. If you did love this series, again, show us love, put in the comments. We may be swayed to come back for another series in 2024, but we need to see that love from you all. So if you enjoyed it, then we'll consider bringing something back in 2024. But yeah, if you didn't, maybe don't put anything. Give us positive feedback, give us constructive feedback, give us all of that. That's fine. But yeah, I hope. We put a lot of hours into our work that, like I said, they're donated hours. We do it from love and passion, and you won't see much of that elsewhere within the physio community, or in the pole community from a physio perspective. We love what we do. We're super passionate about it, and all we want to do is ensure that you as pole dancers are able to get to the point that you want to be able to get to with the support and care that you need. So yeah, reach out to us if you have any questions. If you have any questions about the online appointments, pop them in the comments as well. Quite often I get emails being like, can you treat this? 9.9 times out of 10 it's a yes. If it's like any musculoskeletal injury, even if it's like you think it's the most bizarre thing that you've ever heard of, I can assure you you've probably seen it. I've seen some really bizarre things over the years. So I've worked in a specialist clinic alongside some of Australia's best physios. So I can assure you that whatever you've got going on, it's not that kooky compared to some of the things that I've seen. so if you're not sure, you can always email us. But yeah, definitely, if you've got anything musculoskeletal that's of concern, book an online appointment and we will touch base with you and get you on your way. All right, that's enough for me. Hope everyone's enjoyed the series. Have a lovely rest of your day. A safe rest of 2023. Hopefully, if we're seeing you, it's not for injury. We're here if you need for injury, but hopefully if you're booking with us, it's to help you unlock your 2023 goals. And yeah, we'll get you there quicker and safer and smarter and all of those things. So yeah. All right, see you everyone. Thanks for joining.